Folks, the New York Jets head coaching rumor is absolutely swirling. Let's go through all of it. All the coaches they're set to interview, who's good, who's bad, your phone calls, and everything else. Boy Green Daily starts right now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking wrong!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Ebby.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcast, people. And let's go. The head coaching rumor is swirling, and hey, man, this is the best time of year, especially when the Jets are 4-12, and we're like, oh, God, what the hell is coming next? Well, the head coaching rumors are getting spicy, baby, so let's dive into it. Like the video, hit subscribe as you're heading in, and we're going to go all the way through this thing. And let's give a quick shout out to our boy. We all love him. We all know him. Jake freaking Asman, who is on ESPN 880 AM radio here in New York. He had Rex Ryan on his show yesterday, and he had the viral story of the day. So salute to Jake for the great interview with Rex. Rex Ryan's on the bucket list of YouTube interviews for me. One day, hopefully we get Rex Ryan on the show. That'd be amazing. Jake's talked to him several times on the radio, and Rex Ryan tells Jake, as he's filling in for DiPietro and Rothenberg, again on 880 ESPN New York, that he expects to speak with the New York Jets for their head coach opening. There's been a lot of rumors about it, but there was no, slam dunk, hey, man, this is going to happen. So Rex Ryan says he fully expects to be interviewed by the New York Jets for their head coaching position. Now, whether or not you take that legitimately or not is up to you, but let's do this. We'll present this for you. In case you missed the audio clip between Jake and Rex Ryan, let's go to the tail of the tape. Again, this is from Jake Asman, who was filling in for DiPietro and Rothenberg on ESPN 880 AM in New York, a.k.a. The Jake Asman Show. With Jake Asman, let's go to the tail of the tape. This is Jake's question and Rex Ryan's answer. Let's go.
I know you've talked about this job, Rex. Obviously, I think a lot of Jet fans out there would love to see you back. Have you had any communication yet with the Jets during the process? Do you believe you'll get a chance to actually sit down and get a chance to interview for the job?
I believe I will. But no, I have not had any conversations with anybody within the organization, but I believe I will. Well, look, they're not going to bring anybody in, I'm sure, until after the season's done. And then, this is the way Woody has always operated. And, we'll see what happens, once the season's over.
Now, the only potential correction here for Rex Ryan is he said, this is how Woody Johnson operates. He's not going to interview a coach while other coaches are in. That's true because Woody Johnson's had never before this point fired a coach midseason. So, that'd look really bad if I'm trying to think of a good example. Rex Ryan even. Rex Ryan was the coach, and then Woody was starting to think of other options, and he openly interviewed someone for the position while Rex Ryan was still the head coach. That'd be incredibly awkward. But the only potential correction here is shortly after Rex Ryan had his interview yesterday morning with Jake Asman, it was reported that the Jets are planning to interview Ron Rivera this week. And if it happens at all this week before the game, then Woody Johnson would be interviewing head coaching candidates even while Jeff Ulbricht's in. But by the way, I just want to say this right off the top. If that is true and they do interview Ron Rivera before the season's over, I have no issue with that whatsoever. Jeff Ulbricht is an idiot. Everything we keep hearing from his mouth at the podium just makes me want to pull my hair out of my head. And we'll maybe save all those questionable comments for the show tomorrow morning when I pop maybe. But oh my God. I mean, his comments on Hassan Reddick, calling him the most unselfish player he's ever been around. What? Michael Clemens embodies everything that we want to be as a football team, huh? Oh God. Again, that's a whole nother topic of stream of consciousness. So if the Jets are trying to replace Ulbricht in the middle of Ulbricht being the coach, then I am perfectly fine with it because, good Lord, he is so clearly not. If this is what I want. right? We've all argued, oh, Paul, I want that candidate. Paul, I want that candidate. Here's the candidate I think we can all agree with. I want you in the middle of the process. The 33rd team, come on in. I want to roll Jeff Ulbrich out there, and I'm going to point to Jeff Ulbrich in the middle of the room and say, everybody, I want the opposite of this man. The opposite of everything this man is about, and what he does is what I want as the next head coach. That's it right there. That's the plan. That's my plan. Please, the complete opposite of Jeff Ulbrich, because good Lord, he has been the worst interim coach I have ever seen. He has been one of the worst Jets coaches we've ever had. I mean, just terrible. Terrible at the podium, terrible in the game, terrible everywhere. And really, the press conferences have just been god-awful. So I just want to get that off my chest real quick. But real quick, on the Rex Ryan stuff, and then we'll get to the rest of them, including Ron Rivera. New update on Mike Vrabel, which all of a sudden has piqued everybody's interest. We'll start on Rex. Sexy Rexy. You want to talk to Rex? Again, you want to talk to almost anyone. I've got no problem with it. The Jets should be exploring all these options. They're in a unique position right now where obviously Robert Saleh was fired after week 5, so you've had a long time, the Jets, have had a long time to evaluate options, put lists together, put plans together, and go through the full process of, again, being sort of open-minded to the process and trying to see who we can be. Like, everyone loves Mike Vrabel, and we'll talk about Mike Vrabel in a few minutes, but if he's the guy, great, but I want us to fully vet these guys and just be open-minded. If it ends up being Mike Vrabel, awesome. A lot of people could sell themselves on Mike Vrabel. There's a lot to like about Mike Vrabel, but I really want to vet through the process and see if maybe there's a candidate that even surprises us, like, whoa. Like, for instance, Sean McVay, when he was hired, we didn't all go, oh, boy, what the clear and obvious hire Sean McVay is. That's not true. That's not what Sean McVay was. And then he was hired and they became the superstar. So I don't want to miss any diamonds in the rough as the Jets are kind of combing their way through this process here. So hopefully they do that. And Rex, it seems unlikely to me by all accounts that Rex Ryan would be a great fit, that Rex Ryan would legitimately even come back, that Woody would go back to that time, because the highs were high, but the lows were low. And who would Rex Ryan's offensive staff be? Rex has been out of the game for 8 NFL seasons. Now, I get he's been on ESPN, and that's fun, but not being on an NFL sideline, being on ESPN are not the same thing. So has the game passed him by? Because he says all the right things on radio appearances. There's no doubt about it. On TV and stuff, it's easy for Jet fans to rally around him. He is a Jet fan. Again, it's right there. There's the book. Because I can't point in reverse opposite direction on camera. Play like you mean it. Rex Ryan's book. There's passion in every page of that book. Passion in every page. It's easy to love Rex Ryan. He says what's in all of our minds as a Jet fan. He's an easy guy to root for. Is he actually going to be the head coach? Probably not. But you know what? Sure. Give him an interview. And again, I just said it. Maybe he surprises you and gives you some great answers to questions you weren't expecting. So have an open mind, people. All right. Now let's go to Ron Rivera. So it was reported yesterday, a shout out to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. I do believe he was first on this story. Shortly after, again, Jake Asman interviewed Rex Ryan. The story dropped that the Jets are going to have their first interview of the head coaching cycle, and it was Tom Pelissero. Ron Rivera, and this is from Tom Pelissero, in 13 seasons with the Carolina Panthers and the Washington football team, Rivera made the playoffs 5 times, including an appearance at Super Bowl 50. That was the Panthers-Broncos Super Bowl, and the first of many head coaching interviews to come in his search. Ron Rivera, for those who don't know, was a longtime NFL player as well, so he's a former player. He has experience, which seems to be the calling card for this Jets head coaching search. He's 62 years of age. He was the 44th overall pick in the second round of the 1984 draft. He was part of the Monsters of the Midway, the great Bears defense. Bears was on that Super Bowl team, of course, champion as a player. After his playing career, he played from 84 to 92. He became a coach with Bears, and then he was a coach forever. He's a defensive guy. He's a former linebacker. So defensive coaches went to the Eagles, linebacker coach, Bears DC, Chargers linebacker coach, Chargers DC, and then he was the Panthers head coach from 2011 to 2019. And as soon as he was let go there, he immediately became the head coach of the Washington football team / Commanders / Redskins from 2020 to 2023. And that was the last time he was in the NFL again in 2023. He's got some playoff appearances mixed in there and all the like. Ron Rivera is highly respected. Respected as a player, respected as a coach. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Ron Rivera was battling cancer, I do believe it was. I hate getting that sort of stuff wrong. No, it was. Okay. It was cancer. Okay. And he was diagnosed with carcinoma the same year, but was cancer-free by early of 2021. So, again, there's another thing that he overcame, so he's all of those things. He's widely respected across the league. He's been a head coach before at multiple stops. People love him. He doesn't immediately ring my calling card. When you evaluate that resume for Ron Rivera, there's a lot of losing seasons that's thrown into the mix there that, kind of makes you feel sideways about it. But I have no problem interviewing him because, like I said, it can only help to bring people in the room and say, hey, what's your plan? And then they spill their guts on the table and go, okay. Like I said, that can really help. Let's bring up Dakota, who brings him up. Dakota J, the Jets motivator on our YouTube channel, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, which we'll get to that in a second. Did we forget Ron Rivera brought the Panthers to a Super Bowl against Peyton Manning and the Broncos with an overall record of 79-67-1 with 3 NFC South titles in 9 seasons? I did not. I remember that Super Bowl. They had a chance against those Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was the shell of himself. That's when they dragged his limp carcass to that Super Bowl before he ended up retiring. And here's some other notes here with the Jets and others about the Jets having all these losing seasons in a row from Dakota. Yeah, it's been rough. There's no question about it. Dakota again. Did we forget that Brian Flores sucked in Miami? He's not head coach material. He's only DC material. I push back on Brian Flores sucking. I'm pretty sure his 3 records were terrible record first year, 10-6, 9-7. So 2 of his 3 years he had winning seasons. So I would push back on Brian Flores suck. Again, he's not my top guy, but I'd push back on that. He's been a really good defense coordinator too. Rex Ryan was 46-50. That's correct as a head coach. Started off great and did not so much. Terrence Hill, good morning. Welcome back. And speaking of, let's flip the banner, baby. We're running out of time. We're on New Year's Eve right now, for Pete's sake, baby. The Boy Green Emoji contest continues. Now, it's going to be all day today and through 12:15 tomorrow, January 1st, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So, again, every gifted membership, $2.99 for those who prefer super chatting or PayPal or Venmo instead. That's all at BoyGreen25, BOY. Green the color 25 if you're unable to gift memberships because of your phone situation. It's $2.99 per raffle ticket. Every gifted membership gives you a raffle ticket to our grand prize giveaway that'll be happening tomorrow on the show. We'll be announcing that winner. We'll go through the time slot and then we'll announce it shortly thereafter. And it's going to be awesome. And I want to give back to the fans. The fans have been so awesome to me. I want to give back to the fans. That would be terrific. So it's going to be a massive grand prize with all kinds of cool gifts. Hall of Famer New York Jets jersey, autographed merch. Again, when you receive that prize, whoever the grand prize winner is, you're going to love it. And our number 1 gifter, whoever gifts the most memberships throughout the entire month of December and through tomorrow until 12:15, will win a custom emoji for Snowball. And the competition has been absolutely fierce. So absolutely salute to everyone that's been involved in this thing. This has been a real treat. Our number 1 gifter so far this month is Jimmy Jets, who gifted 65 memberships so far. He's on top of the leaderboard, and if the contest ended right now, he'd be our winner. Our number 2 guy is number 1 Austrian Jet fan. He's at 60. Let's list a couple other people here. Travis Preheim is at 51. We have Ed Vargas at 50. We have Fleur Lilly and Big D at 53. I said that out of order. Chef Kevin Gilbert, 37 gifted memberships. FL Phil 98, at 31. MFC 24. DNY for Life 25, and Neil Sr. at 20. So keep those memberships flowing, baby. And a good example is Travis Preheim. Shoot. I mean, all of his 51 memberships came in a very short span, so you can immediately get into the contest. That's for dang sure. That is for dang sure. All right, let's go back through these comments here, and we'll hear all what you have to say. And then we'll also get into the Vrabel nugget. So, again, Rex Ryan, I don't think he's actually getting hired. And then Ron Rivera, I respect the man. I respect him. I don't know if I'd hire him. He would not be in my top 5 or my top 10. But I respect the guy. You know, the guy I like, for sure. My father says we need a new promo, unless you change that to a horrified look that Ron is coming. When Aaron Rodgers is officially gone, we'll change the intro. We'll invest the money and change the intro. We'll reach out to Gator and we'll pay the money necessary to make a new intro. That is true. Johnny Football says, if you want a young offensive head coach who has many years as a head coach, you hire Cliff Kingsbury. An interesting choice. He's going to be in the running for the Bears job, too. He was the OC for Caleb Williams at USC. I think that's a sneaky one where they go pocket shot, get Cliff Kingsbury, who already has a pre-existing relationship with Cliff. That's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Aaron has only been himself in pockets. We saw it in week 3. I saw it live, Jets Patriots. But the coming off the Achilles, he ran into a variety of issues. Johnny Football says if Rex gets an interview, there's a good chance he gets the job. Maybe he just sells them immediately, but maybe he just gets the job immediately. But I don't know. There's layers to the process. Johnny Football says Rivera interview resolves, however, whatever word Johnny meant to say, the Rooney Rule. And I like, this is a deeper, darker topic for a day where we could debate it, I guess. But the Rooney Rule makes sure that NFL teams are doing their jobs and checking them out. But I hope they're not doing it in the way that you're saying, Johnny, where you're just checking something off the bucket list. Oh, thank God we got the Rooney Rule over with. Like, I hope that's not how the Jets see it. Again, I hope they have a very open process throughout this. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's not just checking things off the bucket list. I hope they have a very open mind. My pop says Ulbrich went to the school of speaking to the media through Saleh, which might be true. Yeah. E. The Key said, anyone wake up getting second place in a fantasy championship? I was in 2 fantasy championships over the weekend. One, I got absolutely throttled. I unfortunately was on the receiving end of Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, who combined for 76 points just themselves. So unfortunately, E. The Key, I got my teeth kicked down my throat in one of the fantasy championships. So it was not close. Obviously, the fantasy championship happened, that Bengals game happened on like Saturday or something. So whatever happened, they crushed it, and I was annihilated. The final score, let me see, was 192 to 114. So I was absolutely blasted. 114 is not good enough anyway, but 192, good Lord. But I am happy to report. Absolutely happy to report. I did win one of my fantasy championships, winning 146-130. Pop bottles, Boy Green. You won the championship. I just got the little confetti from Yahoo. Thank you very much. And a shout out to the Quad Cities Radio League and all the people who stepped up to the plate. Jaden Daniels, 31 points. Jawan Jennings, 13 points. Nico Collins, 8 points. Jacoby Myers, 17. Devon Achane, you're pathetic, 5. James Conner, you're injured, 2. TJ Hawkinson, 11. Jameson Williams last night, 24.5. 11 points for my kicker, Jake Bates. And the Eagles defense, 19 points. Sorry, Dad, for your Cowboys, who absolutely gave me some juicy points. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I got one fantasy championship around the finger, baby. Booyah! Love it. I play to win, baby. You play to win the game. And that felt good. So my fantasy football team name was Ron, where are you? Did the Key and Peele sketch. Very nice. So football immortality, baby. Not too shabby. That's for sure. So yeah, sorry for anyone else who lost. I blew it. Yeah. So I blew one of them, one in the other one. But I feel you, people. My pop says to get your Boy Green merch. It's always in the YouTube description down below. And again, don't forget the competition, which is ongoing for the Boy Green Coffee Club. Feel free. And get involved in the Discord, because every member of the Boy Green Coffee Club gets, of course, access to our Discord channel where you can find out some more info on Paul's Sack, where you can send in mailbag questions. We'll do exclusive Discord mailbag questions here on shows where I'm answering only questions from the Discord, so that's a cool perk. Plus, when we have big guests, and we're going to have some big guests this offseason talking about the head coaching search. Talking about the GM search. And if you guys want to ask questions to some of those guests, you can submit questions in via Discord, and we'll answer some of those for our great guests that are joining us. And yes, as my pop mentioned, we'll have a Boy Green Daily live tomorrow morning at 7:30, and then we'll have another show at noon for people's final chance to chip in on the contest. That is correct. Let me catch up here on your comments, and we'll get to the Mike Vrabel action. 4 shows coming for the Hop on Pop show, so buckle your seatbelts, people. Easy was not happy with my Rex Ryan comment. Wait a fucking minute, BG. Has the game passed you by? Are you high? Hey, man, he's been away for 8 seasons, and Rex Ryan's best seasons came in his first 3 years. His first 2 were AFC Championship games. The third one, he started off 8-5, and then it blew it, and we saw what happened with the Giants winning the Super Bowl that year. So people remember the good. They forget the bad. Rex Ryan was terrible at the end. And we can blame GM this, Rex Ryan this. The facts are the facts, Jack. I like Rex Ryan, the guy, but I mean, come on, man. It ended god-awful, and everyone forgets that. And it's been so bad that, like, we hearken back to the last time we made the playoffs was when Rex Ryan was a coach. So, anyhow. Okay. Let me just skip ahead here. Okay, I just want to catch up. Ooh, that's a good question. Taylor Strong. How many BG memberships before Paul can buy the team? Well, keep them coming. That can only help. I'd love to buy the team. I'd love to be a team owner. That'd be super cool. That would be wonderful. Absolutely. Yeah, people are saying Rex Ryan for DC again. Maybe that can happen. Hey, what's his name? Over there in Denver, Vance Joseph. He was the head coach, left, came back as the DC for the same team that he was the head coach for. So it can happen if you could put your ego aside, I guess. That's possible. Easy says, why everyone keeps forgetting John Idzik kneecap Rex Ryan as a great coach. We'd be lucky to have him back. You think that Rex would have been able to overcome that? I mean, John Idzik was not great, but I don't know, man. People are looking for Mariano Rivera. I don't believe there's any. I don't believe there's any relation, but hey, I could be wrong. I might not know that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. If Hep is going to redo the song, God bless. I mean, the song's great, so we'll see what else is coming. E the Key is right. Like and sub. That's a free way to contribute to the show if you really appreciate it. And Michael Palermo, he says Rex won on Mangini built teams. Coffee Club. Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to, that won't sit with EZ well, but that's an accusation that a lot of people say. He won his first 2 years, and once the Eric Mangini team left the main pieces, Rex Ryan collapsed. So that's what a lot of people say. Not sure if that's it. Let me see. The butt fumble energy, that certainly didn't help. Mac and Zeke and Holy Cross. Why interview a head coach before hiring a GM? Well, Mac, we have to be open to an all interpretation. Now, typically, to your point, Mac and Zeke and Holy Cross, teams hire a GM, and then the GM hires the coach. That's normally how it works. But every once in a while, you get a zig to a zag, and you hire a head coach, and then you go through. So, first off, let me just say this. They're having an open process. So sometimes they are open potentially to a head coach being hired before the GM. And to me, I would only, if I'm the Jets, I would only hire a head coach in front of a GM if the head coach was spectacular and I didn't want to lose him. So, like, if Mike Vrabel is in that category, I don't even know who else would be in that category. It would be a special category. I don't know, like a first-time coach. Would Ben Johnson be in that category? Would Aaron Glenn be in that category? I don't know. But to me, it'd be a special. I wouldn't hire just any random head coach before a GM, because then you're linking them to the GM, and the GM's got to like the coach, or you limit your options on GM. So, yeah, it would really depend. Which takes us to Mike Vrabel. Folks, Mike Vrabel was fired last year by the Tennessee Titans. After he was fired, he interviewed for several head coaching opportunities. He was not hired. So he was hired instead by the Cleveland Browns as a consultant assistant of some kind, and he was doing a variety of roles for the Browns this past season. Well, Adam Schefter gave us a unique twist yesterday while I was getting my physical at the doctor. I got a ba-ding on the phone. I'm like, oh, what the doohickey? And I take a gander, and hey now, Mike Vrabel has basically been released from his Cleveland Brown responsibilities. His contract has expired, so booyah, Mike Vrabel can start interviewing for head coaching vacancies right now, which gives a unique advantage to the New York Jets, the Chicago Bears, and the New Orleans Saints. They have 3 head coaching interim guys in, so the Jets could interview Vrabel a week ahead before anyone else. All those other Black Monday results of whoever gets fired, the Jets can get ahead of the game, which could go back to your point, Mac and Zeke and Holy Cross, of why interview a head coach before a GM, because if you can get on top of Vrabel before anyone else does, you can lock him in. If Vrabel was interested enough in that job, I suppose. So, fascinating. So, a unique twist in the Vrabel sweepstakes has allowed the Jets to get a head start on Vrabel yesterday. So, the rumors are flying all over the place. You got the Rex Ryan stuff with Jake Asman. Again, shout out to Jakey. We got the Ron Rivera stuff, Tom Pelissero, and then Mike Vrabel Schefter nugget of him being available right friggin' now. I'd fly his ass down here. Happy New Year's, mother beep. Come on down. Let's get an interview. Let's pick his brain, even if he's not the guy. I am fascinated for a guy that's had so much success. He would be on the list, baby. He would be on the list. Yeah. Vrabel can now talk to teams. Hep is correct, baby. El correcto mundo. Yes. And Hep, you asked the question that will be one of the most important if you hire a Vrabel, who's a defensive guy. Vrabel, who the hell is your offensive coordinator? And again, Vrabel will have to have an answer for that, obviously. But for him to say, hey, team, I hired 2 offensive coordinators that became head coaches. Do you remember Arthur Smith? And do you remember Matt LaFleur, who's one of the best head coaches in the National Football League? People. So, he's got great pickings, great feeling, apparently, for hiring coaches. So big shout out to Jake Asman, who had that nugget earlier in this opportunity. So, interesting. Brandon A. says, the Jets' last great offensive line coach currently with the Titans. Yeah, that's Bill Callahan, who's with his son. Yep. Brian Callahan, I believe, is the Tennessee Titans coach's name. So there you go. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. We got 300-plus people in the room here. Love it. Let's react to these Jets rumors. Let's do this. Let's dive to the phone lines. We'll play a quick Hep song, and we'll be right back with your phone calls reacting to all of these wonderful rumors.
Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy.
Shout out to Hep, baby. Again, the phone lines are open. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're also streaming live on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page, my employer, and Twitter @BoyGreen25, B-O-Y, green the color 25. Let's head on over to the phone lines and speak to the man himself. Hep joins us here this morning. What's up, Hep? Good morning.
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. Happy New Year's to everyone. Hope the New Year brings really good luck to everyone, and especially our New York Jets.
Amen.
Yeah, and I was thinking, do you remember, was it the 85 Bears where Rex's father was on the sideline?
Yeah, Buddy. That's correct, yes.
And who was the offensive coordinator? Was it Ditka?
No,
He was the head
Ditka was
coach.
the head coach.
Right.
Yeah, let me go to that 1985 Chicago Bears staff. That's a good question. Let me see. Who the hell was who was the coaching staff? Let's do a quick internet search for that 85 Bears team. Let's take a gander here. Transactions, draft. Okay, what do we got? Coaches up, undrafted free agents. Okay, that's nice. Okay, yeah, here we go. So Buddy Ryan was the defense coordinator. So shout out to Buddy Ryan. Mike Ditka was the head coach. The offensive coordinator was Ed Hughes. Ed Hughes was the offensive coordinator of that 85 Bears team.
I think this might be before your time, but I remember Buddy Ryan having a fist fight with the offensive coordinator on the sideline during a game. Do you remember that?
I was not there for it, but I've seen the clip before of Buddy Ryan getting pretty aggressive there. I could see where Rex got it from.
Yeah, he punched him in the face on the sideline. It was like you gotta see that. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
That team was basically two separate teams. There was the defensive team and the offensive team, and the two didn't like each other. They were like, it was almost like two separate teams. And I was thinking, like, that would be kind of an hilarious thing to have, like Rex Ryan on one side and Chucky on the other side, and Vrabel as the head coach.
Oh wow, that would be that would certainly be colorful, I would imagine, and that'd be fun. I've heard that because some of the people that have, when we talk about these coaching rumors or opportunities, I've heard of people say that we could have a lot of these big names together. And we could kind of see what happens here. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's pull up the footage. And believe it or not, do you remember what game that happened in? The punch to the face there.
No,
Okay, so it was when Buddy Ryan. It appears that he was on the Oilers when this happened, and he was on the sideline, and they were playing the New York Jets in this game, for Pete's sake. So let's put this up on the screen, people, for. Buddy Ryan playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Kevin Gilbride. Let's put this up on the screen. Here we go. I won't play any audio. We don't have the rights to it, but you'll see it here in just a second. Buddy Ryan punching Kevin Gilbride again in this middle of this Jets-Oilers game. There's Kevin Gilbride. There's Buddy Ryan coming over and booyah right in the face. And now they're trading shots left and right. People are separating them from each other. Boom! Another show of it. A good sock him. And look at Buddy. Like, good Lord, he's like ancient there. He's still old as hell, and he didn't care. He was able to do it. That is, wow. Okay. Love it.
We need, if we're going to be a clown show, we might as well go all in, right?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Hep.
Right.
That was good.
You guys. I'll see
Thanks,
you on the
Hep.
rebound.
All right. Appreciate it. And Happy New Year's to everybody. That is, wow. That's great. I love the passion. You got to love the energy. That is. Oh, yes. Not Chef Kevin Gilbert. Kevin Gilbride, not to be confused. It's not Chef Kevin Gilbert getting the business. Yeah, giving him the business on the bottom of the pile. It was no Chef Kevin Gilbert, not Chef. Maybe he was a chef too. I don't know. Kevin Gilbride there. Fun old Oilers-Jets game, which people are asking, hey, was Michael Clements in that fight? He was not. He was not. He was not in that fight. Oh, Michael Clements. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, Kevin Gilbride. There you go. FFL 98 remembered. There it is. Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride, the Oilers-Jets game, and punched him right in the face. Right in the face. Pow! Right in the kisser. Did that. Unbelievable. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Got our boy Easy here on the show. What's up, Easy?
Oh, man, that would have been a better album cover than Vulgar Display of Power by Pantera.
I mean, just unbelievable. Look at that. Just pow! I mean, wow. Socked him right in the face.
I was watching that game. I was laughing my ass off.
That is unbelievable.
That was the fucking funniest thing I ever seen in my life.
I haven't seen that in a hot second.
God,
so it was good to walk back down memory lane. Thanks, Hep.
You want to talk a clown show? That was about the damn funniest thing I ever seen in my life.
Unbelievable. Had to be separated players jumping in. Oh, that was great.
That was fucking crazy.
There's a few Jets coaches, I imagine, that people would want to punch in the face. So, but I will leave names out of it.
Oh, there's only one Jets coach I'd want to punch in the face.
Oh, do tell.
I mean, just Gase.
Oh, okay. That's what I assumed, but
yeah. Okay. I mean, just that guy was like a fucking joke since his press conference.
Yeah, the taco eyes.
If you ever saw the Water Boy,
Yeah, sure. I love that movie. Adam Sandler.
All
yeah.
right. Henry Winkler plays this coach who's like freaking out of his mind, sitting on the sideline, trying to creep and hide behind the water bottles and shit.
Yeah.
That's Adam Gase.
Oh, I see. Does he also have a tattoo on his left ass cheek?
I didn't even want to look.
Okay, well, that's fair
All I
enough.
know is Vicky Valancourt had a nice little triangle tattoo on her arm or something, but
That's
that was
true.
cool.
Yeah, very much so. Vicky Valancourt.
Oh
Shout out
my
to her.
God. And
The
I
Mud
touched
Dogs.
the movies, and I like that too.
What a great movie. The Hablan du Hablangata. Yes.
Yeah, I can tune in that movie at any time if it's on TV, no matter where it is, and I have to watch it because it's
100%.
just one of
You're
the
sunk in.
funniest fucking movies I've ever seen.
I agree. That is on that list. There's a very small list for people where any movie at any time pops up, they're like, son of a bitch, I'm in. I
Pulp
got
Fiction's
to watch
one.
it. Yep, that's it. Moneyball actually is one, and I accidentally stumbled into that last night. I'm like, damn it, okay, I'll watch Moneyball. But yeah, there's a lot of good movies that end up.
Oh,
on that list.
Moneyball was great. Yeah. Yeah, I think I told you my dream team would be to have Chucky and Rex on the team.
Yeah, see, that's what Hep was saying. I knew that you were the guy who said it. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
No other team but the Jets would Rex even consider coming back as a DC. And I would even talk to him and say, Rex.
Wait, say that one more time. What was your thing about Rex at a DC? What'd you say?
I said there's only one team Rex would ever consider coming back to as a DC, and that would be the Jets.
I don't know if that's true. He interviewed for the Cowboys DC job and the Broncos DC job over the last 3 years.
Maybe he didn't want to do it, though.
Maybe, I guess, but then why interview if he didn't want to do it?
To get back into the swing of things, because he'd been on TV for so long.
Yeah, I
but
guess.
I think if someone good, a good head coach called Rex and said, Rex, I know how much you love this team. I know you want to be the head coach, but this is your team. Do my defense, please. Do the defense. Do you think he would say no to that?
No, I think he wants to get back into the game again. This is because obviously he's not joining an NFL team in the middle of the season. This will be the 8th straight season that he has not been on an NFL sideline. I'm sure he wants to get back. It's in his blood.
But I think he wants to be on the Jets more than any other team.
Well, that seems clear. He's not advocating for the Bears job this offseason. He's been exclusively advocating for the Jets job. So, yeah, he, obviously he was a head coach for the Buffalo Bills for a short time, and he's had other Ravens he had connections to, but obviously he seems like he is a Jet, and that's what fans rally around. So it seems that's a special connection.
Me and you disagree on one thing.
What's that?
Firmly believe that Idzik kneecapped him badly.
Oh, I don't disagree there. I don't disagree there.
And when he went to Buffalo, it was kind of a knee-jerk reaction to stay back in coaching because the Buffalo gig wasn't really a good gig to go to. They didn't have anybody really there. I think they have Tyrod Taylor as their quarterback at the time.
Yes, which was Rex Ryan's guy, so that worked out for him because he loved Tyrod Taylor. But I'm trying to think of who.
They didn't have a good cast. They didn't have a good cast.
Yeah,
not a good roster.
No, I don't think so. I think they were in. I think they were still in the middle of their 17-year playoff drought. If I do remember. Yep. Let me go in order here. Who did Rex Ryan replace here? Yes, so that's it. That makes all the sense of the world. So all of it's now coming together. That's what I thought, but I want to make sure I said it or read it and made sure the facts are correct. So Doug Marrone opts out of his Buffalo Bills contract, and he heads down to Jacksonville. He opted out of it because he thought he was going to be the next head coach of the Jets, replacing what ended up being apparently Rex. But somehow something got funky, didn't work out, and then he had to end up going to Jacksonville. Bills' job's open late. Rex Ryan jumps over to Bills. So it was a crazy turn of events. Doug Marrone was supposed to be the Jets head coach.
Well, who knows?
Yeah,
didn't
who knows
work out in Jacksonville for him, did it?
No, he was just like an assistant coach. I mean, I guess they did go to an AFC Championship game, I do believe, with Doug Marrone, but he wasn't the head coach or anything.
So, in New York Jets history, tell me who was better than him at coaching the Jets?
Who?
I
Rex?
can tell you. Yeah, it was Weeb
Eubank.
Eubank.
Weeb Eubank. I put Weeb up there.
Walt Michaels.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Walt Michaels would be one. I really liked Walt.
What they did to Walt on that plane ride back from that Miami game was, I mean, yeah, he did get drunk as shit on the plane. He was pissed. He was so pissed off. He was pissed off at Richard Todd for throwing 4 interceptions to A.J. Dewey. I mean, it was just.
I think we all would be, I think we'd all be pissed at old.
He just needed to unwind a little bit, and then he gets fired by Leon Hess for it. And that was just so many. See, that's the problem with the Jets. So many knee-jerk reactions, not enough cerebral thinking.
So you said, like, who's been a better head coach in Jets history? Who else would you put on there? Would you put Lou Holtz? Would you be a Lou Holtz guy? Huh?
He quit.
Or Sammy Baugh? Back in the New York Titans days, Sammy Baugh was the head coach of the then New York Titans. Shout out to Sammy
since
Baugh.
they're wearing green.
Okay.
I
Bill
never saw
Parcells would be on
Titans
that
go.
list. I love Bill Parcells. He would have to be on that list. There's no question about it.
He quit on us.
Who?
Parcells, he quit on us.
So you don't think that he's been one of our best coaches in our
He was one of
history?
our better coaches, yeah, but I mean, he quit on us. I'm mad at him. He quit on us. The only team he never really quit on was the Giants. I mean, when he was with Dallas, he quit. When he was with New England, he quit. When he was with us, he quit. I mean, you want to be a coach, be a coach. Don't just quit when things get a little salty.
By the way, here's a fun fact. Bill Parcells is the only Jets coach to leave the team with a winning record after coaching at least 2 seasons. Bill Parcells, there you go. He is on that list.
Well, if Rex would have won 2 seasons, he would have been there too.
And by the way, on the quitting on us, didn't Bill Parcells retire? Like, isn't that what he did? So is that really quitting? I mean, he retired, and then the Dallas Cowboys stuff was when Jerry Jones got him out of retirement.
You retire and you come back, you quit.
I don't know. So did Michael Jordan quit?
Michael Jordan need to clear his head.
Well, maybe Bill Parcells had to do the same thing. Jerry Jones apparently called him and gave him the old, hey, come on down, baby.
Jordan left basketball to play his second love, baseball.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that one, which he did. He did leave and then come back to the Bulls. I was talking about later. Wasn't all the Wizard stuff and all that extra retirement, extra BS action? I don't know. It's so long ago now. I'm losing it. But
I don't consider that. That's great. I'm talking a coach. A coach. Rex was great. Rex, you give Rex a halfway decent roster, and he's going to win. He'll win with this roster. That's what I'm saying. He will win with this roster.
But what's his plan at quarterback?
Because
that's the problem. That's what I'd be if we're being honest. We're having an honest Rex Ryan conversation. My first 2 questions would be: who's your offensive coordinator? What's your offensive plan? And then what's your quarterback plan? Are you bringing old man Aaron Rodgers back?
I'm running Tyrod. I'm running Tyrod.
And do you believe that Rex
Tyrod's
Ryan
my bridge.
can Rex Ryan? Okay, but then what's the bridge after that? What's the plan? Is what I'm saying for Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan looked
that's
okay.
That's for the GM. That's for the GM and Rex to decide.
Well, sure, but he has to in the
interview. The head coach to decide.
Yeah, but in the interview process, they're going to turn to Rex and say, "What is your plan at quarterback?" He's not going to say, "I don't know. Me and the GM will discuss it." Then Rex will never be hired. He's going to have an answer to that question.
He'd probably say, "I'm gonna run Tyrod for 2 years until we can get that young quarterback up and running if he's physically capable of it."
And who is the young quarterback? Jordan Travis? Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Hey, look at Florida State this year.
Yeah, yes, but
they were worse than the Jets, and they damn near won a national championship with Jordan. I mean, come on.
That's true, but like Jordan Travis apparently had all these horrible mishaps. It was, and he may never come back. We don't know how he's going to operate it. It sounds like it's not going well for the rehab. So if Rex Ryan says, "Hey, Tyrod Taylor until Jordan Travis maybe comes back," if I'm Woody, I'm like, "Yikes, that doesn't sound great. That doesn't sound like a great plan at all."
Well, there's J.J. McCarthy. There's
maybe that's a trade. Sure.
There's also the kid from Dallas, Cooper Rush. He's shown some spark.
Yeah, I mean, they just got blown out 41-7 or something, but yeah.
By who? Who beat them?
The Eagles, excuse me, just beat the Cowboys over the weekend.
Freaking Eagles are great this year.
Yeah, but don't you have to, if your Cooper Rush shows so much?
The number 1 rusher in the league. They got Saquon Barkley.
I love Saquon. Yeah, he's a 2K guy. I love to see him.
How could the Giants let him go? Oh, my God. If any team is a dumpster fire, I mean, we're bad, but the Giants are worse.
Well, think about this. Saquon Barkley, I don't know if the Eagles are going to play him or not. They can't improve it all. Saquon could break the single-season all-time rushing record against the Giants. The Eagles play the Giants this week. He could break it against them.
He wants that record. I'd be like, he'd be like, I don't care if I tear both ACLs, MCLs, and meniscus. I'm getting that record against the G-men for fucking me over.
That would be hilarious if that happened. So, yeah, I'll be rooting for it.
He'd probably be, I don't care if you put me in a wheelchair after the game. I'm getting that record against those assholes.
There you go. Let's will it into existence for Saquon. So there you go. I knew he was on the Rex Ryan train. Like I said, if we were going all-time Jets coaches, there'd be several coaches that I would put into that elite category. Weeb Eubank, our Super Bowl champion head coach. Bill Parcells, a legend. And again, I don't agree. Again, I'll be honest, hand to the Bible here. I was 6 when Bill Parcells retired, so I'm incredibly young. So I don't want to be telling other people how it is. But from what I understand, Bill Parcells retired, and then he was lured out of retirement by Jerry Jones and a bag of money. So I don't know if I perceive the Parcells thing as a retirement, or as quitting, excuse me. But other older Jet fans can feel free to call into the show and tell me differently. Paul, you're completely wrong. He completely quit on the team. Then I would take my L and move on. But in terms of the greatest coaches, how is Bill Parcells not on that list? Again, Walt Michaels for his run with the New York Jets. I'm not saying he's above Parcells. I'm just saying in the conversation of guys, there's a couple of guys here that I'd put in. I just think Rex had a really, really bad finish there. Really bad finish. Okay, let's go to the memberships real quick. Our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby, says, here you go. Let's get 5 memberships right now. We're starting. Who didn't start the fire? Booyah. Let's read the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan here. Those 5 memberships went to MD, 3 siblings. Good to see you. John LG, Jets, Johnny, and J Mole. So let's update the leaderboard. Number one Austrian Jet fan has tied Jimmy Jets at 65. But wait just a second. That tie lasted all of like 2 seconds because Jimmy Jets just came in with 10 more memberships gifted to the Boy Green Coffee Club. So they were tied for all of 3 seconds. That was quick. Jimmy Jets was ready at the trigger. I ain't getting past, baby. Jimmy Jets now with 75 gifted memberships so far this month. He has surged back into sole possession of first place. Number one Austrian Jet fan is in second place at 65. Here are the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Jimmy Jets, for giving those. Here are those new members, baby. Sco, Goody, Richard Asiudo, Fonz, Randy23, Andy S, Mike Cohen, G Suncar, David Neves, Rich Proenza. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. This is going to be a spicy battle to the very finish. Maybe it'll be Jimmy Jets, an Austrian Jet fan, duking it out to see what's going to happen here. And as Greg Rallo says, make sure you get those likes up, people. We have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, and Jerby just dropped the Discord link in for those that would like to jump in on the Discord. Let's see here. Zach Quinn says it's Parcells, Rex, Weeb, Herm, and Walton in that order. Interesting. I love seeing the different machinations potentially for who believes the ranking and orders for head coaches. That's fascinating. All right, we'll get back into there in a second. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Badshaw here on the program. What's up, Badshaw? What's popping?
Oh, what's going on, man? You having a good day?
Oh yeah, quite. Oh man, things are getting spicy.
Oh yeah. Well, I know you said you were 6 when Parcells was last
with the Jets, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, and me being older than you, I was 6 when Parcells retired. So. I think I'm like a month older than you. I'm
oh yeah, right.
But I would have to say, just looking back, I mean, obviously Weeb's going to get the nod on. I mean, you want a Super Bowl, so
yeah.
Parcells, I think a lot of people forget all the coaches that kind of branched off of him. Like, Bill Belichick, Sean Payton, a lot of those guys were under him, learn from him. And I mean, now people say Bill Belichick. A lot of people think he's the best head coach of all time. I don't think he is, but there's a huge debate. I mean, it's hard to argue
very much
about
so.
it. But anyway, I'm just telling you, I'm kind of ready. I'm kind of looking on to next season. I hate to be that way, but I don't know. I finally got to watch like a full live game on cable the other day, and that's what I got. I guess, how's everybody feeling about Rodgers now 2 weeks after the whole Jacksonville game? I mean, it hadn't looked that great. Are you still wanting him? Are you still wanting him back next year, or what's your take on that?
No, I've gone back and forth all season. It's been a weird herky-jerky kind of relationship here. But no, I am now firmly off the train. And the big reason why is Aaron Rodgers literally just had the worst game of his Jets career, one of the worst games of his NFL career on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. So that's a clear reason why you should think twice. But the other one was there was a report from Ian Rappaport that came out yesterday. What's today now? Tuesday? Is it today? Monday? What is today? Tuesday. Okay. Jesus. Okay, great. All right. So Sunday, excuse me. A report came out on Sunday morning from NFL Network that if Aaron Rodgers comes back, Garrett Wilson might consider a trade. I'm like, good Lord, that the relationship is that bad that maybe that could happen. Now, I've seen guys like FFL 98 think that report is bullshit. So that might just be, if you don't believe it, then you don't believe it. But seeing that, I'm like, if we have to make a choice between Garrett Wilson, 24-year-old, and old man Aaron Rodgers, sorry, Aaron, pack your bags, homie. You're out of here. I'm keeping Garrett Wilson over Aaron Rodgers. So if any of that is true, 100% to me, Aaron's gone, and I could pack his bags for him. But I've always said that whatever the decision should be up to the next head coach and GM coming in. If they want to bring him back, God bless. If they don't want to bring him back, totally understand. They want to establish their own culture. And when Aaron Rodgers is here, you just have to operate your life a lot differently when he's in the building, because he's not just some name on a paper. There's an Aaron Rodgers posse. There's an Aaron Rodgers aura. There's an Aaron Rodgers thing that goes around the team where you are the New York Aaron Rodgers when he's playing on your team. And I would understand if a new regime comes in, they're like, we don't want to play in this circus atmosphere. We want to have our own shit, our own thing going on. And we don't have the stink of a prior regime, kind of the ghost hanging in here. So I would totally understand that. So right now, if a gun was to my head, I'm just okay moving on. And to be honest, I don't know what door number 2 holds. Maybe it's Tyrod. Maybe it's Jordan Travis. Maybe it's insert guy. I have no idea.
That was my next question, Paul. So who do you want? Let's put it that way. If you were deciding, who do you want?
Who do I want? Well, in a perfect world, I made the pitch a couple of weeks ago. J.J. McCarthy. I want to trade for J.J. McCarthy. Sam Darnold gets a crazy bag from the Vikings. In my made-up world, he gets like a 5-year deal for like $200 million. And then all of a sudden, J.J. McCarthy is no longer the president future. The Jets call up the Vikings. It's a shitty quarterback class this year. And even with your pick currently, again, it could change actually in week 18. The Jets could get a top 5 pick, which maybe they'll have a chance at one of those top guys. But let's say you don't, and you're currently where you are, which I believe is 7, as long as strength of schedule hasn't changed since the Monday Night Football game last night. So let me do a quick discount double check on that to make sure we're still accurate here on the channel. So one moment here. Let me see. Yes, the Jets are at 7. They're still slightly behind the Carolina Panthers in strength of schedule. So they pick 7 right now, so they don't have a chance at one of the top quarterbacks. So I would explore a trade with the Vikings and see what it looks like to get JJ, if it's even possible. So that'd be my number 1 plan. And then if it's not him, probably and this is, I will just say, this is not going to sound sexy. Like, oh, Paul, what a great plan. You're a genius. I'm aware that the answer I'm about to say is not going to inspire those sorts of reactions, but get a Justin Fields, and you have Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Jordan Travis. You shove them in a bar, you put a stick on the ground, and say only one of you's walking out of here. And there you go. There's the starting quarterback for the Jets in 2025. I
actually like that.
Okay, great.
It's not like my ideal situation, like you said.
Sure.
But hey, we could make. I think we could make it work, especially with some of the weapons we've got. Garrett, Brees, and I can go on and on. Hopefully, Devontae. But one more question, and then I'll get off here. But
yeah.
So are we gonna do like how y'all did this year with the New England game? Are we gonna do that next year? Because I'm already getting prepared for that.
Yeah, I would love to do it, and we'll talk about it in Discord. Hell, we'll talk about it here openly on the show. I want to pick, again, if I'm going to do it, I want to make sure we do it right and have it all set up, A to Z, pillar to post, make sure everything's set up, pick the right game. I think that's important. And obviously the schedule normally comes out in early, mid-May, and then obviously the tickets all become available at that point, so then we can kind of figure it out. I think when it is would matter. Opponents will know as soon as this final game is over for the Jets in Week 18. We'll know where everyone stands in terms of standing. The New York Jets, which will equate to the opponents that you're set to play. So we won't know the order, we'll know the opponents, and we can all kind of talk through it. Ooh, sexy, this game. Ooh, this game, this one. Which ones are going to be at home? Which ones are away? And all that other jazz. So, yes, I'd 100% love to do it, and I'd love to do it right. I'd love to do it with everyone involved. I'd love all of the Boy Green Coffee Club people that would have a want to get all together and do something that would be super cool. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Have not picked what game or anything of that nature. We haven't gotten that deep, but I would love to do it, Patrick.
Well, good deal. I'm just telling you right now, whenever it is, I'll be there this year. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see you then, buddy.
Thanks, Badshaw. Thanks for calling in, brother. Okay, beautiful. And it's great. I can't wait to meet Badshaw in person. And a lot of you, can you imagine? Like, we've all just been talking in these computer boxes. All of a sudden, we're in front of each other. Beep, boop, bop. What the hell are we going to say? I've only met a couple of you. Uncle Tio, Johnny Boy, Snowball, Nick Shine. I'm trying to go through everybody in my head. Woody I've met, obviously. We all met there. I'm going to miss people if I start listing people. But, yeah, it was cool. I met a bunch of people, but there's more to meet, baby. There's a lot more to meet, so I can't wait. Jared B. says, hey, can we put up a poll? Keep Rodgers or send him back. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if a poll's necessary. I think the gut is let Rodgers go. And I understand what Zach Quinn says. If Devontae doesn't stay without Rodgers, that's probably true. And the Jets have to move on. I am just almost willing, as I was just saying there with Badshaw, I am just almost willing to go through door number 2, even though I don't know what door number 2 is. Again, it could be Tyrod as a starter. It could be Justin Fields. It could be somebody. It could be a rookie. I don't know. But I'm almost willing to go through door number 2 just to say, you know what? We need new. We need new. Recently, over the last 2 weeks, it seems like it's just been the Aaron Rodgers 500 touchdown show with him and Devontae. We're being his, as Rich Eisen called it yesterday, his fantasy land of them checking off things off their bucket list, like while we're all suffering and losing. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I've been very open about this, that I've gone back and forth. Sometimes this season, I'm like, yeah, bring him back, maybe. Other times, like, I'm not so sure. He looks old. Oh, wait, I'm back. Okay, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. What I try to be as a fan is to just let my emotions out there on the table. And we all kind of interact together and react together with what's happening, which, by the way, speaking of, for the first time ever, we're doing a live watch party for the Jets-Dolphins game Week 18. I will be live streaming during the game. We'll be reacting to all the hoopla that's going on. It might be Snoop Huntley versus Aaron Rodgers, which Tua might play, who knows. But we will. I've never done one of those before, but I want to give it a whirl. I know Terrence is somebody that always brought it up as an idea. People will be able to call in. You'll be able to react to the show. You'll be able to do whatever you want. We'll all experiment together. That sounds sort of weird. All right, anywho, if that floats your boat of weird experimentation. But, yeah, so we're going to be doing that for Jets-Dolphins on Sunday, so I hope you guys can be a part of that for that watch party. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done a watch party before, but shoot, we'll figure it out all together. Looking forward to it. Taylor Strong, see, he's another one. That's what FLFL98 said. The G5 AR thing is completely made up, not even smoke. They're just media reports. I hope you guys are right. There's just been multiple reports. I'll put those in quotes because I don't know. I'm just reading the reports like all of you guys. That there's some beef, and according to NFL Network, there was a blow up. That's their word in training camp, and it's been quote simmering, another word they used, since training camp, and they have not been able to get on the same page. They've had an apparent beef, and the beef so much so that Garrett Wilson would consider requesting a trade if Aaron Rodgers returned. And good Lord. If that's true, And Rich Eisen had a great rant about it. Again, maybe they'll be on the show tomorrow. But I don't want any GM that wants to come in here and trade Garrett Wilson, because this is what's going to happen in every interview that happens with head coach or GM. One of the questions will be, what's your plan? How do you see the roster? What would you like to do if you're running the ship? And if anyone says, I'd trade Garrett Wilson for a haul and rebuild this, send them out of the room. Hell no. I don't want anyone in here who has even an iota of a thought to trade Garrett Wilson. That is a guy you build around. And Dakota, I'm totally dope. Great. Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, Kyle McCord, any quarterback you guys want to take mid-round, anywhere in there, second round, third round, fourth round. Great. That might be the plan, because you might not be able to do anything currently with 7th overall, as we just saw from Tankathon. That puts you in a bad spot. Yes, Drew Aller went back to school. Now, I think there's a deadline in February range where he could change his mind. But it's January, February, somewhere in there. I don't know. I don't have the date in front of me, that he could still say, actually, screw it. The college football playoff went so great, I want to take advantage of the draft stock. Sort of like the NCAA tournament. Someone goes on a hot run, they're like, F it, I'm leaving school. I'm going to the draft, baby. Woo! That could still happen, I guess. But he announced publicly anyway, from one of the media reports, that he's going back to school. Dakota says J.J. McCarthy would be awesome. I don't know if he's really available, but I would make the call. I'd make the call. Hav says Cooper Rush. Again, I'm not in love with Cooper Rush, but some random veteran next year might be our only option of great thought. E. the Key said this: if Rodgers is a Jet next year and Garrett is not, I will do all in my power to go back in time, and tell myself never to be a Jets fan. That would be a horrible outcome if that's really true. Now, a lot of people don't believe the report, so it is whatever. But yeah, that's an upsetting thing. Snowball says we need a draft party in person. Oh, man, that would be super sweet. And it's my birthday. My birthday is April 26th. So it's normally around the draft every year. Yeah, that's another fun idea, Snowball. That could be a really good one. We could do a draft party somewhere. That'd be great. We'll see if we can do something like that. That'd be awesome. That's a good idea. We'll consider that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people on Drew Aller. Okay. Cooper Rush is 30 years old. Actually, let me see how old is Cooper Rush, that bastard. He feels like he's been around forever. I don't know if that's really true. Cooper Rush. He's 31, actually. He is 31 is Cooper Rush, for those counting at home. Sears93 says, I'm not even considering spending money on tickets until I see who the GM head coach quarterback is. Well, the quarterback thing you might not know for a while, but GM head coach, okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Jimmy Jets, drop your address. We'll meet for coffee. Yeah, does anyone want my social security number while we're at it? No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually drink coffee, but which is kind of ironic. Phil, do we get anything for Devontae Paul? Well, unfortunately, if you cut him, no. The compensatory pick combination does not work for players who are cut. So your only way to get anything for Devontae is if you traded him, and Devontae would have to rework his contract to facilitate a trade, and he could say to the Jets, blow me, I can just be a free agent if I refuse to address my contract, and I can pick whatever team I want and sign whatever contract I want. So the Jets might be screwed and might lose him for nothing, to be honest, which then you can point back and say, oh, my God, we gave up a third-round pick for this guy? So that could happen. That could happen, unfortunately. That's true. Al Lazard, yes, goodbye. See ya. Yep, that's totally true. See you later, Al Lazard. Goodbye. Terrence Hill says he'll be watching the Jets-Dolphins watch party on Sunday. Very nice. Hope you guys join us. I'll try to come up with some cool stuff. Taylor Sterling calls it fan fiction by a bunch of shit-stirring journalists. Okay, great. God, Taylor Sterling, I hope you're right, baby, as you're saying that on YouTube about all these Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers reports. Ace of Spades believes that it got nuclear when Devontae Adams came with the Aaron Rodgers-Garrett Wilson relationship. Maybe that's when it did. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like that's a beef that's happening for sure. Micro Fox says, we don't need outlandish reports to believe Garrett Wilson has issues with Rodgers. Rodgers been missing him these last few weeks. That's true. We finally got some more action in this most recent game against Buffalo, but... Oh, there you go. Hey, Bad Shot just put this out there. I'm trying to go to a Miami game this year as well with my buddy. Off the Florida Peeps are interested. Well, the one against the Jets, unfortunately, is at home, but the actual Miami game, I'm assuming later in the year, maybe. Yeah, that'd be a fun one for all the Florida Peeps. And we got a ton of Florida people. FFL 98, Ricky, New York. I know. Florida. Jared B., Florida. I'm going to miss even more. Tio, I believe, is down there in Florida. Johnny is in Virginia. I just realized that. But yeah, we got a bunch of Florida people, Bad Shaw. So yeah, let's all connect the dots. FFL 98 said, there may be a problem, but I don't believe Wilson is giving ultimatums. God, I hope not, because that's sort of how it was presented in the NFL Network report. They could go, hey, man, it's me or him. And if it was, I'm picking Wilson. But also, if he is giving ultimatums, that might be another red flag, I guess. But let's see. Reese says, I'm counting receipts on all y'all fans that want A-Rod gone, because once we look like trash next season, I'll be calling fans out. Now, Reese, you can do whatever the hell you want, of course. If the Jets don't bring back Aaron and they look bad next year, I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. I don't think they'll be bad because they did not bring Aaron Rodgers back. There's a world where they're bad, and if they brought Aaron Rodgers back, they're still bad. I'm not saying it's guaranteed they're bad. I'm just saying it's possible. It's among the possibilities. Potentially. Sears 93 said, there's a history of new GMs trading young stars in their first years of control. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone from 2022 has moved on draft night. That would be silly because your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your leverage would be on a clock of like draft day, like trying to crank something out. I don't want to trade anyone from 2022, but if you were going to, you trade them during the offseason where you have all kinds of time. You don't have to rush the decision. You can make a very clear, coherent decision. In the middle of the season, you're making a rash decision. In the middle of a draft where all kinds of crazy shit's going on, you're making a rash decision. You need to really just think it through, Sears 93. But we'll see. A new GM could have any. I can't say a new GM's coming in here won't do those things. I can't say that. I can't say that at all. Lenore Sellers. Okay, there you go. The former Syracuse recruit. Okay. Trade Brees. Wow, we're getting a lot of action here in the comment section. Rex Ryan filling seats. FL Phil 98 says, Wilson wants to win and maybe trying to get an extension or even trade, but the media is certainly blowing this out of proportion. Phil says, where's T.O., Paul? I don't know. I texted T.O. and wished him a happy holidays. He said, thanks, man. But I haven't seen T.O. in a long time. I'll have to try to see if we can get him back on the show. That'd be great. I have no idea. Good question. I'm not sure. Okay, let me just catch up here on all the comments. We did not talk about the DJ Reed contract comments, Sears, but we'll get into that. We'll probably do that on the show tomorrow for DJ Reed. We have a lot to get to, so I'll have to put that in my notebook. We have the DJ Reed thing. We have the Holbrook comments. Good Lord. There's a lot to get into. Let's go to a super chat. Every time I get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Double R with a super chat. We'll also put this down, Double R, for the contest giveaway. I believe this is your first super chat of the month, which we appreciate. Let me put this on your list here. Double R for $4.99. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very much. Let's read your super chat. Can we talk about how annoying the King Flopper Josh Allen is? Yeah, on the Quinnen Williams play, he 100% flopped. Quinnen tried to explain that to the ref, said, well, dude, he flopped. And the ref was just like, whatever. Oh, he is captain flop. He does this thing where he's made a lot of big plays this year because he's a right-handed quarterback. He rolls out right, and he keeps his eyes downfield and wait, and then throw. And he throws it last second. A defender smashes him. They get roughing the passer. They sometimes get the big play, and then you get the roughing the passer added on to the big play. You're like, what the hell? What gives? So, yeah, he is absolutely King Flopper. And I'll be honest. The team I hate the most is the New England Patriots inside the division. They bother me. They always bother me. I know they're not great anymore. They still bother me. I hate the Patriots with a passion. But the next team on that list for me is the Buffalo Bills. Their fans annoy me. The Buffalo Bills annoy me. Josh Allen, Deion Dawkins. There's so many guys on that team I hate. I can't wait to the day where the Jets are able to step over the Buffalo Bills and win the AFC East. It's going to be one of the greatest days of my life. The Bills are so super annoying. They were such a humble loser, a lovable loser, 17 years with the playoff drought. They were like us. It's like that Toy Story scene. Hey, you're like me. Trash. That's it. There was a hobo quality to the Buffalo Bills. And then they got all high and mighty. The hobo won the lottery, and all of a sudden he's too good for the rest of us. And they have that elitist, arrogant mindset that totally rubs me the wrong way. So I hate the Buffalo Bills. Not as much as the Patriots. The Patriots haunted me for 20 years, but boy, oh boy, do the Buffalo Bills grind my gears, Bob. That's for sure. They absolutely grind my gears. So, yeah, super annoying. Absolutely super annoying. I can't lie. I cannot lie. Absolutely, unquestionably annoying. They absolutely are. Disgusting. And Dan O'Mean, we had the Jets Dolphins used to be quite high on the list, and unfortunately, no Jets channels talking about it. You're right, Daniel, because the Dolphins are probably going to be playing Snoop Huntley in a game that's a do or die for the Dolphins, and it's nothing for the Jets. And they might be playing Snoop Huntley, and it doesn't have any chutzpah. We're all talking about coaching rumors and this, that, or the other. That's just the honest place that we are. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thank you to the 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, appreciate it. I'm about to hit the road because I'm going to go see the old man, a little hop on pop. We're heading down to New Hampshire, so I'm going to go see the old man. We'll be doing the show live there from his lovely abode in New Hampshire. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a lot of shows, so I got to hit the road. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Great, fun show, and we will be back tomorrow morning live from the Esden Zone residence. It should be a lot of fun. Guys, continue also this, even when we're not live today. Just another salute, everybody. Happy New Year, as Terrence Hill is saying right here. And our contest with all the details in the scrolling ticker will run through again tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be closing day at the box office. So you guys continue to give memberships from right now all the way through tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be doing a special show live at noon for a final run of the raffle to get those last second raffle tickets in. So feel free to send those in, everybody. And we'll be announcing a winner this week as well. I can't wait. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Enjoy your new year, and we will see you later. Take care.